Okay, this is Solace, our Brachypelma smithi. They are native to western and southern Mexico on either side of the Sierra Madres. They're a very docile species, though they do have the strongest urticating hairs, which are a defensive hair that they can rub out of their abdomen into the face and nose of predators that causes a burning and itching sensation. Though I don't have any reactions to it myself. She's probably about halfway grown. Like most tarantulas from the Americas, the urticating hairs are her primary defense if she gets threatened and can't get away. And there are actually 5 different types of urticating hairs that have similar but slightly different shapes if looked at under a microscope, sort of like little barbs or harpoon shapes. And this species actually has all 5 of them, so that's why they have the strongest urticating hairs. So if I was a dog or a similar predator sniffing around with my nose, and she felt she couldn't get away, she would stick her butt up and use her back legs to kick little hairs off of it into the nose and eyes. Some people have a strong allergic reaction to them as well. But not unless they're kicked out, as far as I know. And she's just chilling right now. She doesn't feel threatened. Up until the early 90s, this was the most imported tarantula in the world, with many of them being wild caught. Most of them, I guess, being wild caught. It was formerly the most popular pet tarantula and also used in a lot of movies. In fact, if you watch some of the Indiana Jones movies, they use these simply because they're so docile and easily handled and stunning to look at. But in the early 90s, concerns about depletion of their natural population caused that to be a banned practice. Though they are not listed as endangered, there's actually never been any studies done on their wild populations. Someone just finally set up and said, maybe we shouldn't be catching these guys and exporting them by the hundreds of thousands. Sooner or later that's going to have a consequence. So as far as we know, they're fine still. She is, of course, captive bred. And we're about 99% sure that she is a she, which means that she could live another 20 to 30 years. It's really amazing. You can see how much more content she is to just sit in one place and chill than the tarantula in the other video that we just made. I'll turn her around so you can see her from a different angle. However, as docile as she is, if she thought something was food, she is quite ravenous. She's actually kind of a big pig when it comes to eating. She's content to eat as much as you will give her. tarantulas. She has 8 eyes, 8 legs, and 2 pedipalps, which are the short legs near the front there that are used for walking and for handling food items. It's sort of like a tarantula's arms. You can really see how fuzzy her legs are too. And again, those little hairs are how they gain most of their perception about their surroundings, by feeling vibrations and little disturbances in the air current, as well as tasting with their feet. Because she cannot see my hand here. She might be able to see a shadow moved over her, but she can't see my hand. Though if I moved it quickly, she would certainly feel the breeze that it created and probably run, maybe kick some hairs up just to be safe. In their native country of Mexico, they're often feared, and there are many myths that circulate about them, one of which being that they can kill a cow, which is very absurd. They have very mild venom. I can't say with any experience, since I've never been bitten by any of our tarantulas, but if she were to bite me, it would be a very mild thing. And like I explained with the hairs, she has such potent urticating hairs that biting would really be a last resort. And with pretty weak venom, you can see why it wouldn't be that effective in stopping a threat. I don't think she's going to crawl around much. But this species is a terrestrial species that lives on the ground and digs little burrows, usually back under an object like a stick or a rock. They're often classified as opportunistic burrowers, meaning that they will take an abandoned burrow of another animal, or take a dent or a crevice under a pre-existing object, like I said, like a stick or a rock, and modify it and make it their own. And that's Solace, Brachypelma smithi.